Today I'll be showing you how to go from importing to the dispute process to creating the letters at the end. So let's start by going to our customer. All right, we go to our customer. Now, for importing, we're going to need our Identityiq report, and in order to do that, we have to go to an Identityiq and download the report as an HTML document. Once you have the HTML document, what you need to do is go over to Credit Report. Once you're in Credit Report, we're going to go straight to Import. All right. Here you're going to have the credit monitoring information just in case you need to go to that credit monitoring to download the HTML document. So what I'm going to do now, since I already have the HTML document, is going to click on Select File. Now I'm going to select my file. All right. And I'm going to change the format to all files so it can let me select the HTML file I'm going to be using today. Once I select it, I'm going to click on Open, and the system will automatically start importing everything from that credit report. Once it's done, it's going to give us the scores, mid-score and average as well. And if we would have had any open revolving accounts, we would have seen a utilization ratio. It gives us the number of positive accounts and the number of questionable accounts, which are the ones that we're going to be looking at today. Next to that, it gives us a summary of the questionable accounts and lets us know in what category they fall in. So we have 2 demographic data, which is a personal information, in each bureau, which makes a total of 6. All right? And so on until it gives you the total number of questionable accounts that you're going to be verifying today. All right? Now we can go down to account history and remove all the positive information that we're not going to be disputing. Once we start seeing negative information, we're going to see it in a pink background and red letters where the negative trend line is. Now let's move on to credit inquiries. Now credit inquiries go by SCORE policy. SCORE policy is that we only dispute those inquiries that are 3 months and younger from the date of the report. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and discard all those inquiries older than 3 months. Since we don't have anything else to discard, we're going to click on Confirm. By confirming the report, we get the good faith estimate and the dispute plan. These 2 things are optional, so if you don't want to send it to your customer, that won't stop the dispute process. But if you do want to send it, you just go on the bottom and click Save and Send, as well as with the dispute plan. If you want to send it to your customer, just go to the dispute plan area and click on Send for approval. What the dispute plan does, it lets your customer choose which accounts they want to dispute or which ones they find erroneous or which ones they just want you to verify. Now let's go over to Fast Edit since I already confirmed my report. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start filtering my accounts by type. So I start with technical data because the technical data is the only information I cannot discard from the previous area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to filter by positive accounts. So I only remove all those accounts that are not going to be disputed. Right? Ones that say do not dispute. So I'm going to start discarding. If, for example, there is an address that you do want to dispute that says do not dispute, there is no problem. You can always add it to the disputes by entering a dispute criteria. Just click on the dispute criteria available and save the account. As our templates have a way of disputing personal information, you do not have to add a dispute reason to personal information. So we can move on to the next. Once there's no more accounts available under a same area, the system will let you know that there's no more accounts available. So that means we can move over, filter by all, and view all the other accounts. So we see here that we have all the accounts that are going to be disputed in our letters. This one says do not dispute, so we can go ahead and discard. That means we missed it. When there's an account on all 3 bureaus and you just want to remove one bureau because you say, no, this name is correct, I'm not going to dispute this one, you can always delete it by clicking on the X on the actions icons. By doing that, you're going to delete only one bureau. Now that we don't have more accounts available, we can go over to the next area. Here we find the credit inquiry we had to dispute, and we can add our dispute reason. Once we have our dispute reason in, they're going to go ahead and save the account. Since we don't have public records, we can move on to account history. So here we have the accounts. The dispute criteria will let you know what you're going to be disputing on this account. So you're going to be adding dispute reasons along the way. Now here I have my dispute reasons. My dispute reasons are in a Word document that I have saved. Make sure you make your own dispute reasons each month so you can have new and fresh dispute reasons every time you're going to dispute a file. So once I enter my dispute reason, I'm going to go ahead and save the file. Now we have an account on all three bureaus. I'm going to set, this is a charge of account, so I'm going to look for a dispute for my account, right? Since it's on all three bureaus, we can use the global dispute reason area. Once I enter the dispute reason in the global dispute reason area, I'm going to click on save, and you see that the same dispute reason populates on all three bureaus. If you want to send direct to creditor letters, make sure the creditor field is populated. So for example, if I want to send a letter to the portfolio account, I have to start typing portfolio. And ScoreCEO already has a vast library of addresses in the system. If the address you want to use is not in the system, you can always click on the plus sign and enter the address. But since we have it here, I'm going to select it. I'm going to enter a dispute reason. And I'm going to save the account. Right? Now we're done with the accounts and we're ready to go to the next step. Once we're done entering our dispute reasons, just click on Create Letters. Now that we're in Create Letters, we're going to choose the template that we're going to use. Since this is a first round, I'm going to use a first round template. We can preview the template by clicking on the eye icon. If we're going to send direct to creditor letters, we click on Creditor. Select the template. And you can preview it as well. Right. Here we have our account selected. You see that the ones I entered the dispute reason to are marked in a yellow background, or the ones I did any editing. So that means that you can see if you missed any account. The ones that are in a white background mean that I didn't add a dispute reason nor I did any editing. So since I selected to send a direct creditor letter, I'm going to choose the accounts I want to send them to. So let's select portfolio and let's select Citibank. Once I'm done selecting the letters I want to create, I'm going to click on Create and Move to Print to move to the next step, or simply create letters if I just want to stay in this letters and accounts section to create a separate batch. So let's click on Create and Move to Print. In here we see our scores have been populated and we have our 4 triggers. One to start the next round, one to create the letters with the IDs attached, one to send an email of the notice of account update to our customer, and one to save the notice of account update in the system. If you want to send a copy of that email to somebody in specific, we can enter their email address in the CC or the BCC. Here we see our pending letters. We see that there's 1 letter in Experian, 1 in Equifax, 1 in TransUnion, and 2 creditor letters. So we want to make sure they're checked. That way when we click on Print All, they get created. So if you want to edit the letters, we can click on the ribbon and edit in here by clicking and editing anywhere you want. All right? For example, and we're going to save the letter. We can preview the populated letter by clicking on the eye icon next to the date. From within here, you can also edit the template. For example, dispute the name, you can remove the verbiage. Or you can change the dispute reason however you like. Once you do that, you just have to click on Insert, and it will be populated in the editing area. Since you already did the editing, what you got to do now is click on Save Letter. Make sure you click on Save, that way it saves your information. Once you do that to all the letters, you can go ahead and click on Print All. By clicking on Print All, it will create the PDF versions of each letter so you can download and print out of your preferred PDF reader. The system will let you know that the letters are completed, and you'll see here by the date that your letters have been created. What you need to do, click on the eye icon, click on Download. If you're using a Mac, it's going to prompt you to save. If you're using Windows PC, it's going to prompt you to open with your preferred reader. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to my downloads, and I'm going to select the letter. Once it opens, it's going to show me the letter right here. If I would have had any ID documents attached, they would have been here as well. Remember to add date of birth and social security to your customer's file in order for them to be populated in this area. And that's how you go from importing to the dispute process to creating letters. Thank you for watching.